Six pack Lapadat, got Bob Matthews, and we were just talking about weight cutting. And I was going to get your opinion on it because it seems obviously Shell's dropping down. A lot of people are there's a lot of people dropping weight lately, and you were doing the exact opposite. So, what's your opinion on
Yeah,
this? And then we can get into you heard on another podcast about 24-hour weigh-ins, which I think is crazy.
yeah. I have such a my thoughts on weight cutting is it's against the norm. I'm totally against it. If you're cutting real weight, like Shell cutting into the 66s, and of course he's gonna water cut too. I'm just against water cutting. I'm against all of that because the argument is gonna be it's part of the sport. Weight cutting itself is a skill. Well, come on now, man. I'm for a 10-second weigh-in, man. Shit. No 2 hour weigh-in. Cut it out. Let's compete immediately type shit. I don't like weight cuts as far as if you have to cut out water. There's so many arguments against it. Like it can save people because I know people get injured and really beat up trying to make weight. But I'm just against it. I'm not gonna lie.
They have
Get your weight.
competitions. They have like in grappling competitions. It's like you said, you weigh in before your match.
Yeah.
You weigh in and you go compete. You have no room. But when you get like 2 hours isn't a crazy amount of time. But 24, you could be an entirely different human being in 24 hours.
Bro, 24 is crazy. I would never. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I could probably make 100. Yeah, I could make 100. I was thinking about 90. I could probably make 100 kilos easily. What the fuck?
Easy,
Yes.
easy.
The fuck? Come on now. Bullshit. But it is what it is, you know.
What was the
That's,
argument that Rondel and Johnny Kaufman made for it? Were they both for it?
I I think only Johnny was for it. I'm not. Johnny was definitely for it. I don't know if Rondell was for it because there's no way Rondell will be for that. Get the fuck out of here.
I can't see it.
No way. Because you're not you can't be 270 and you're able to make 110 just because your body was able to handle it better. Ooh. Now you're competing against people that are probably eating into 110 and bro, you know, it's not your weight. It's not your weight.
In terms of the argument that it's a skill as well. I mean, cool, but I'm not interested in. Well, I mean, a separate interest in how much you can dehydrate. That's like a YouTube video. I'll watch it. Like how much can the shrinking man be? But in terms
Yeah,
of powerlifting as a strength sport, I'm not interested in your skill attached to powerlifting. I'm with you. 2 hours is good. An
you are.
hour I'd be fine with. I mean, the closer and closer to your natural, it is what it is. If it's 2 hour weigh-ins and someone is water cutting, fine. Like I'm not like, oh my God, you're cheating. But like you, the closer it is, the better. I don't even know if
Yeah,
logistically you can get too close to the squat after 2 hour weigh because people got to warm up and blah, blah, blah. But
yeah,
24 to extend it, it'll turn into like some people naturally can lose water and then gain it back better. That's not the
yeah.
reward I'm looking for in powerlifting. I'm not looking to see who's genetically better at retaining water and losing water. I want to know who's stronger
Yeah.
at
And
powerlifting.
it's still, it's still a great debate for cutting weight. But I just want to find out who truly is the strongest 90 walking the earth or the strongest 100 walking the earth type shit.
Mhm.
Just because you 215 and I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash. Just because you 215 and you're able to make 93, right? It's just whatever. I don't ever speak out and stuff like that, but that's just my personal thought. Literally, you're not a 93, though you are making 93. It's a debate. It could go either way. Either way.
It's yeah. I mean, I get it. It's the same way in a lot of weight class sports. This debate comes up, and it's tough. I'm glad we only have 2 hour weigh-ins. Like MMA and boxing's 24-hour weigh-ins, and it's freaking crazy, man. These dudes are you see these dudes in real life, and people are blown away how much larger they are than you would think. And at least we're not that. Now the untested is a whole nother story. But I would tread softly on grabbing ideas from the untested and bringing it over to our side, the tested. Because the untested right now, let me get your opinion. Is it not? It's kind of shriveling up a little bit, huh?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, you got money means blown up on the natural side of powerlifting. And all, man, you gonna make me talk crazy about the untested. It's just, first of all, there's not that many people that are impressive. Simple. In my opinion, there's not a lot of people that are that impressive. We can count people on five hands. On one five figures, I mean, John Hack, Jamal. There's a few others, of course. Dan Griggs, my guy's recovering from an injury, but I mean, there's just untested lifting is just more impressive. It's more rewarding. Tested lifting, I mean, untested lifting is kind of dying out. I hope I said tested lifting. My bad.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, tested. The untested, I agree. It doesn't have the outliers. You know, we're talking about outliers all last year
Yeah,
and this year, or maybe it was earlier this year, actually. But, anyways,
yeah,
it doesn't have those. It's got John Hack. It does have John Hack. And to your point, there are some other people than just John Hack. I don't want to just say that. In terms of mega stars, John Hack's the big one for sure.
yeah,
But it doesn't have the depth. And when you look at watch the competitions, they have not progressed in not all of them. There are some other ones that have, but a
yeah.
majority, a majority aren't progressing at the same rate as the tested.
Yeah.
Particularly, go ahead. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, no, I was just thinking about like John Hack just competing this weekend. And I didn't tune into the meet, but I tuned into the results because I wanted to know the results. Um, of course, if you're a super fan of Untested, you'll watch the meet, but it's more so about the results. I'm not gonna lie, because he's not going against anybody. You want to know if he beat his PR dots, took a world record lifting, whatever. But it's just not it. You need competition. You need a storyline. You need that. Just lifting big ass weights, benching 500-600 benches that we know we're gonna see with the use of steroids. That's just not it anymore. I'm not gonna lie. And
To a large
then
extent,
the bendy bars, like respectfully, it's almost a gimmick lift. Almost. Almost. Trying to be respectful here.
it's look at. I think people in the untested say this too, though. It's not like on the lifters. I had Dave Richardson on, and he was saying like, I'm sick of the bendy bars. I don't like that everyone's in all different competitions. We're not together going head to head. I don't like. He's like, I watch IPF Worlds, and I watch people in the untested will also raise their hand and be like, man, this is going south. What the heck is going on here? But there is there's also a difference in the depth of talent pool. And you have guys like yourself floating around 105. We'll get to your body weight exactly, but at least around 105 for worlds, nats, in the weight you're doing. And then you have a guy like Rondel, 120, weight he's doing. You take your totals, compare them to people in untested at your body weight and Rondel's body weight, 105, 120. And you guys are
We're
like
smoking
on
them.
par with it's
Yo,
like
they need to level up. Level up. Fuck that. Level the fuck up. Because you cannot have people like me and Rondell and Jesus and then Austin level up. You on drugs, level up.
Austin.
Respectfully. I hope they don't come for me, but y'all actually have to level up. We're natural lifters and I'm like top fours or something untested. Rondell's what, top two? Maybe top three, maybe around number one. Jesus is number one. Austin number one. Of course, smaller guys on pads can't remain that size. But John Hack is holding y'all down. Come on, type shit. I
And
have
this
these
is
conversations all the time. Like untested is you're going on pads to do this much over me. Come on now.
and why do
And
you
again,
think it
trying to be
is?
respectful here. What
What
do
do
I
you
think it
think is
is?
going on?
I think it's I think it's pretty simple. I don't think you can find another answer aside from the fact that people are going on peds too early. Like, first of all, the genetic outliers on the natty side understand their talent, so they're gonna stay natty and chase what they want to chase. Like me, I know what I want to chase. I'm trying to be the best natty. Period. There's no need to touch peds. Rondell, same fucking mindset. Who the fuck is touching him right now? Nobody. So why would he want to add more unless He wants to just take his superstardom to the next level. Same as Jesus, same as Austin. Ped users, first of all, the reason they're starting PED is because, they probably aren't that strong. Or if you're in John Hack's case, you just want to see what you can do on the dark side. John Hack is a very special case. But most of them, or, if you get caught cheating in comp or something, but most of them, they start just because they want to get stronger, and they're probably not the best natural. So
Let me
that's
ask you
why
this.
the top.
Sorry, go
What's
ahead.
that? No, you continue. Go.
Okay. If John Hack was natural during this era,
Yeah.
would he have ever left to go to this era's untested?
No, I don't think so, because the Sheffield money meat.
And Worlds, even Worlds is way bigger than it used to be.
Yeah.
Like everything's bigger, it feels like. Even the local meets are like, everything on this side now is bigger than it used to be back in the day. You remember, you were around like 2018, 19, like it was good.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like this. It's everything's bigger all around.
Yeah, there's no way if you put John Hack, how old is he? Like, if you put 23, 24-year-old John Hack in today's powerlifting era, there's no way he says, "Oh, I'm gonna go on," unless he truly wants to just chase that 600 bench, the crazy strength milestones or whatever. That's the only way. But aside, as far as what powerlifting has to give on the natty side, he's staying natty for sure. And it's much more battles, and he could choose to be the best 93 or go up 105. He'd stay natty.
I think so too. I think in this era, and I don't know how they turn it around, man, but talent pool wise, and we're talking about outliers. The reason why you have an outlier, you have so many samples, one person stands out from the rest of the pack. But if your sample size is small, like untested is shrinking in terms of participation, how are you going to find outliers with such a small sample size? You don't. If you take a sample of any data points, the ability to find an outlier gets smaller with how small your sample size is. To find your true outliers, you have to blow up the sample size to a sizable enough amount. Oh, there, now I found an outlier. Now that I opened up my circle. And okay, now we got another outlier. We kept getting a little bigger. But so that's why in the untested side, as it shrinks, they don't have outliers. And as the tested grows, they got more and more and more.
How many people want to also risk their lives? Like that's a health risk right there. Not a lot of people. So are you ever going to have that large sample size? I don't know. Unless something massive changes on the untested side. Massive. I'm talking first place is going to win a 100K or something like that. And then that's more enticing to people.
You're right. I think inherently, that's a good point too. Inherently woven right into the fabric of what it is, you have to use PEDs. And due to that, how big of a sample size can you get? How many people are going to raise their hand and be like, I'm going to do that many PEDs when the reward is even 100K? I don't know, man. I don't know if that's not for not enough people for a whole bunch of outliers like that. You need to be professional baseball when everybody's juicing in baseball. You got to be like millions and millions and millions of dollars if you want that kind of.
And if I'm being honest, the sad thing is, it's not like there aren't superstars in untested. There's Kyle, this bodybuilder, he's like 300 pounds, super strong squat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got John Hack. Kyle is, and I think he's on the East Coast. John Hack is somewhere in Wisconsin, something like that. I'm not sure.
That's right.
But you have these untested people placed, and they're motivating their audience, right? But notice how their audience is still probably choosing to be natty. Like most of their audience is natty. Yeah. Now you have people like me, Rondel, or anybody else who does content, and we have our audience, and they're staying natty, and they're motivated by us and what we can do natty. If they're not turning their fans over to the dark side, not saying that they should, what more can be done to promote people to get to the dark side? There's not much, because no one wants to risk their lives. And they're seeing what's possible on the natty side. So if nothing changes, it's just going to probably die out, sadly.
Yeah. I mean, at least like not totally gone forever, but in this
Yeah.
situation they are now. Like they used to have like big names like Steffi Cohen, Larry Wheels, like those people are gone.
Yeah.
Remember Larry at one competition, you show up, you could have Larry Wheels, Steffi Cohen, John Hack, like you have like the biggest of big names. That's
Yeah.
not today anymore.
It speaks so much on it, but yeah, it's not today for a good reason. Why? Because 5 years later, I love Larry, one of the greatest ever. 5 years later, you have Rondel, who's the same weight as you, outlifting you.
See, really now? I didn't even go back to check. I haven't checked Larry's numbers in ever. Is
Mm-hmm.
Rondell outlifting what Larry used to do?
Larry's never pulled 400 in comp, or probably that max, nothing more. I know he failed it in comp. I don't know if he had it. Rondell is clearly, obviously, going to go over that. Bench, he's got Rondell in the bench, but I believe Rondell has him in the squat at under 275. So, and then me, I used to train with Kevin O.
Yeah.
I'm surpassing his 110 numbers easily, right? And this is what? This is 4 years later. I used to train with these guys, and I used to look up to them like, that's impossible. 4 or 5 years later, when you realize your true potential, you keep working hard and shit. Now you're surpassing people, and you're natty. That's crazy. So for good reasons. And these guys are legends.
Yeah. No, they help pay the way. I take nothing away from them, but it's
Of
true.
course.
Like when you first started, I almost totally forgot about that. Your career is almost like you were with them it was all in New York, right?
Yeah.
So it was Otis, Black Tom Cruise, Kevin Oak, Larry Wheels. So was Larry part of that or just visiting every now and then? He wasn't actually
Larry was
from
visiting
there.
now and then. He,
Yeah.
right as I entered, he just left, but we had like a session or two together. Just left.
That was like an era.
That's crazy. Yeah. Crazy. It's
It
like,
was
it's just like anime. It's like how One Piece, where Goldie Roger died, he got replaced with Luffy in a way, like the next Prophet K, type shit.
how did you end up linking up with those guys initially? How did that happen?
Uh, it was I met Black Tom Cruise. We actually talked about this in our first podcast. Met Black Tom Cruise at our LA Fitness randomly. We did not know each other at all. I knew of him because Larry in his videos and stuff, but I saw his spotter and my whole workout changed. I was like, I'm about to squat since it was my best lift at the time. I'm about to squat and show him what I could do. Literally, that was the mindset. And then I just put on 640 on the bar, squatted it high as hell, but it was impressive. And then we exchanged contacts and then started training the week after. I thought it wasn't going to happen, but like, wow.
And he just like took you under his wing and you were training with him and was Kevin Oak a lot at the time around?
Yeah, a lot. Very, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Every other day.
Really? Because Kevin at the time, and Kevin's been on the podcast too. Like he's a nice guy. He's like moved on in life, but at the time, he was breaking world records at like squat and like he was strong as shit.
That was very motivating for me to watch because I thought I was a good squatter. And then I just can't fathom what I'm seeing every freaking day. 600, 800 beltless. It was crazy. It was crazy. Like I would have always if I chased strength, I would have always been where I would be because that's just in my DNA. But I could not. I wouldn't have that. It would be different if I wasn't with them. It would just be different. But they helped me out crazy. They helped me out a lot.
Was it just like being around them made you need to level up?
Yeah, and not fearing. It allowed me to not fear the weights because I was seeing 500-pound benches left and right, 800-pound squats. My goal is to not be the freaking first guy to finish the top set. Like crazy.
You don't want to go home when they're done warming up.
Yeah,
You're like, fuck,
exactly.
that was my workout.
And
Like, I'm tired.
another thing, they're unnaturals. So I can't do like similar like what these unnaturals do. Well, some of them, not all. They don't really do back downs like that. They do the top set and accessories. I'm like, bro, I need to grow. I have to do back down. So my workouts would always be longer than theirs. So I had to like put in extra work and shit after my top sets and whatever. But it was good times.
I think I remember having people on and them talking about weight going up, hitting the top weight. And then it might have been Kevin, but this is like going on. This is years ago. So if it wasn't Kevin, I might have been fucking this up, but that rings a bell that work your way up, hit that big top set. You came in there for it. You have the
Yeah.
number in mind, the reps in mind. You're like, and if you get an extra rep, it is what it is. You get that extra rep, you go for it. Hit the top set, and yeah, you back off and start hitting like accessory work and whatnot. And this is different. I don't know. At the same time, I don't know how iron sharpers iron competition in terms of
Mhm.
even in economies. When you have a full-on capitalistic economy, the competition of it makes technology rise because you can make more money, more gains, and the competition is on your fucking heels. So they're taking all your ideas and using them too. So you better get out the door with your next idea quick. And it's the same thing in
Yeah.
powerlifting where everybody's got a coach that's watching all the other athletes, watching all the other coaches, watching everything. You better bust your ass. And
Mhm.
I think if those guys were in maybe a field as deep as the tested, you're not going home early instead of doing certain things. You better keep working. You better do your back off sets. You're going to be in there for 3.5 hours like
Yeah.
some of these other fellas, maybe. I don't know. On the flip
Yeah.
side, I don't know if when you're on PEDs, that if you can necessarily, because I've heard, I'm by no means an expert, but you can get injured, can't you? Or
Yeah, but like they were doing a little too much skipping, if you know what I mean. Like it was very aggressive.
mm,
Like if I'm being completely honest, they didn't do shit after their top set. That's kind of crazy. And I would have in my mind like, damn, they ain't doing shit, bro. What the what? And I'm just here like, yeah, I gotta push, push, push. And also shout outs to them because I would think they would leave me as I'm doing my workout because I have to, like again, I have to push. And they would finish way faster. Now I'm like, damn, these niggas gonna leave me? But they didn't. They never left me. So they were there for the emotional
really?
support. Yeah. And then we even ate afterwards. Like every time in the back of my mind, I'm like, are they gonna leave me as I'm doing this? Blah blah blah. Which is fine. You know, I got my own thing. I gotta do this.
Fair.
But the fact that they stayed and emotionally supported me, plus hung afterwards to eat and whatever, crazy. That meant a lot. Like that's why I am who I am right now. Shit.
Do you think like Kevin Oak, Larry Wheels look back and see you now and are like, holy shit. Like, is anyone have you heard from them at all? And they're like, dude, what the fuck?
I haven't heard, but come on now. You obviously hear. You pro you probably expected me to do big things, but the talks we had about people like Ashton, right? Ashton was a very big name because he's one of the strongest guys on the natty side.
Mm.
The talks of me glazing the shit out of Ashton. Like, damn, bro, I don't think I could ever do this. Blah, blah, blah. Yo, he's insane. He's 800 deadlift, what, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, boom, boom, neck and neck, like crazy. So of course they gotta look back. Anytime they come across a post or two, you gotta see this guy. They might even think, did Bob take anything? I'm wondering. I don't know. I don't know if they think that. But because they know me from my start and they've seen the potential. So I don't know if they expected me to get to where I am now, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even expect that. But I know it definitely comes across their mind like, yo, this guy just went fucking crazy.
I remember, I remember you back in the day, and I remember at points certain people being like, man, Bob is getting strong. And this is back. And you were coming into like more contendership. And is like, shit, Bob is getting strong.
Slowly.
And
Yeah.
you were still with like Kevin, and you're still Black Tom Cruise. His real name's Otis, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it's been a hot minute. I talk to him every now and then in DMs and shit. But anyways, I remember that era when you started getting stronger and stronger. And there was a breakthrough moment What year was it when you were coming close? But one year's the year, the picture with you putting your finger up and like there's a
Okay,
breakthrough moment where you arrive.
so that was late 2022 when I put that finger up. 2023 was when like I'm Ashton level, I'm right there. But 2022 was when I was trying to get there. 2021 was when I made somewhat noise at nationals. It wasn't my first nationals; it was my second nationals. But 2021 was when I thought I could like do some damage in the 93s, and then 2022, Virginia Pro. I'm catching up. Me and Petrie are having
Right.
this battle.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
slowly climb the ladder. Yeah,
It's
I'll never
it's
forget it.
wild.
Every year, yeah, I'll never forget it. It's part of my
It's
story.
wild. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it was part of my story, and it. I think about it so like every so often. Seriously.
So when I remember you back in the day, it was you and Otis. Like
Yeah.
you guys were tight, man. Like you guys were
Yeah.
together. I remember the pictures you guys would take where you're both flexing and whatnot. And he was huge. And
Yeah.
he was like, he was the big brother of the crew who was already established and you were coming up. And you guys are always together in pictures and working out. And like, um,
Yeah.
that's how
We
I
were
remember
racing on
you.
bench. We raced on the bench and the deadlift all the time. Um, bench we were stuck at like 400. He would not fathom what I'm at right now. It would be crazy. Yeah.
Like if he could see you right now, what do you think he'd be
Yeah.
like?
I'd be thinking about how his reaction would be. I have no. I We trained together, and again, it's not that I was plateaued, but like my bench was just like a baby's bench, just stuck in the 400s. And I remember to talk about five one day, and all those nostalgic moments and shit. It's like, damn, you really are here right now. That's crazy.
If he saw you at the World Championships, if he saw, look at this one quote you had, this your quote took off when you said the night before Worlds, you said, "Don't get clapped by 105." Dude, that was
Yeah.
you gotta
Nah.
honestly, you gotta make a t-shirt. You gotta make sweaters, hoodies.
Mm.
I'll buy all the above. It's such a fire
Oh,
quote. And now other people, when junior worlds rolled by, people were like, "Don't get clapped by a junior." And it was like when junior's gonna take an open world record or something, like you got clapped by a junior. It became a thing, man. If he was
yeah.
around to see that,
I know. It's legendary. It is legendary. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I had the balls enough to say that and execute it.
it was such a fire quote, man. As soon as I seen it,
Yeah.
I am what when Otis died, like how hard was that of a hit when that
It
happened? Right,
was it was definitely hard, but I'm used to cold things happening to me in life. So you just gotta literally put on your big boy pants and go through it. Yeah, mourn, do your thing, but you have to keep going. Gotta keep going. And I'm used to cold things. So just gotta
what do you mean? Tell me, what do you mean by that?
uh well, okay, not the most traumatic things because a lot of people go through worse, but death, um, father beating mother, you know, things like that. Just trauma. And in high school, like guns, not nothing with me. I've always been a good boy, but I was around so many things. A shotgun was pulled out on a girl, because we were mobbing as kids in a store. It was crazy. Yeah. I'm used to a lot of cold stuff. And when you're exposed to cold things young, it could shape you in a good way or a bad way. It could
Hmm.
shape you. Yeah.
Well, you develop a callus.
Yeah. It literally help you. It can help you and it can traumatize you. Luckily, I'm not down bad mentally. I just use it to strengthen me and propel me forward. Because if I could get through whatever it was in the past, I could take on anything going forward. And I can, you're also still expecting cold things to still happen. And if it does, you shoulder it and you move on. Literally.
You I remember I can't remember the first or second podcast you've been on a bunch of times, but the neighborhood you grew up in, I remember watching documentaries about it. Like
Yeah.
you were from, I remember.
Bro, have you ever heard of the 77th precinct and the corruption of the New York City cops?
Tell me about it.
If you just look up corrupt cops in YouTube, it's gonna. I lived like 100 feet away from this precinct. That's actually a lot of information, but and then I found out they have a big ass story on corrupt cops. Like these cops they were bus guys for cocaine and whatever, and then they would hide it for themselves, sell the cocaine and shit. And this is happening at the precinct. Obviously, this was in like the 80s, but
Mm.
and you can't even talk about this because it's like taboo to even speak about that. It's crazy. Like, then I watched the whole documentary. Watch the documentary if you have time about the corrupt cops, Brooklyn, 77th precinct. Crazy. Very interesting stuff.
I was watching about actually no, now I remember freaking Takashi 69 documentary
That too.
linked up with some real dudes.
Mhm.
Takashi was not, but the dudes he linked up with were. And I
Yeah.
had just watched that documentary. You came on the podcast and I mentioned something about it. And I forget the name of the guys, the real
Yeah.
gangsters on the documentary. And you were like, my man, that is like a block over. Like,
Yeah.
and you said, my little brother can name you all these guys, but the
Yeah.
real guys, the real gangsters, the dudes in the documentary that had bodies and the whole nine who are doing Takashi ratted on, they're doing like life in prison. And
Yeah.
this was your neighborhood.
Yeah. Hey, if you like, first of all, the shooting thing that happened at the Atlantic Barclays, that's like 10 minutes away from me. I Uber there every so often. And if you just look up the blocks of the street that, they were patrolling through, these things happen, it's literally right there. I do that because out of curiosity, when something big happens around me, I just look up how far it was away. And there's so many situations, murders and shit. It's just right there. Seriously, it's crazy. So many, yeah. I'm kind of fascinated by it because it's so close, but it's like, fuck, right?
You you grew up in this though. Like
Mm-hmm.
I remember so Tupac was saying, you guys hear a story, and he's talking to the media. He's like, you guys hear a story about some killers, and it freaks you out. You guys hear a story about this one guy, you'll hear on the news about a serial killer who killed 8 people, and you'll be like, holy shit. And then you'll have people on this documentary talking about, I know that guy, holy shit. And he's like, let me tell you something. People
Yeah,
like me grow up in a building, and there'll be 7 of those guys in that building, and we all know who they are.
that's the
All the
thing.
school, we go to school, and you know the kids and their older brothers and their uncles. That's who they are, and you don't fuck around. And you want to talk about scared? You go home and you're like, they're in your building. They
Yeah,
live there.
yeah.
And he's like, by the time you're my age, that shit's different now. And kind of like, you know, what you're talking about being like a little calloused about things. Tupac was talking about that anyways. He's like, yeah, so when you see me at 25 and you say I'm a little hard around the edges, for him, it was a little different. They're like, why do you call yourself a thug? He's like, you got no fucking idea, man. You don't, for me to get to, like, he died at 25, but he's like, for me to get to A to B was a big deal. I went through a lot. And if you walk through my shoes, you might be a little rough around the edges yourself, you know?
Uh-huh. That's crazy. I connected to everything you just said, literally, except for the thug part. I'm not a thug. But yeah. Uh,
But
imagine
it's,
being a thug squatting 800 pounds. What thug would have that discipline? No thug. No, no.
but it is, yeah, it's got to be different, man. Everything you've seen and what you've been through. How different
Yeah,
is it now to be like in the world and the environment you're in, where you're all over Instagram, YouTube, you're on live streams, you're at the World Championship with the USA across your chest, man. How
yeah.
crazy is this for people back home?
It. They can't fathom it, really. They can't really fathom it, you know? But the ones that do is like, yo, you're from New York. We don't even like have people like that as far as strength athletes because we don't. I can't even. I mean, we got the city. Taylor Atwood and Delaney is not from the city, I believe. I don't think they're in the city. Fact check me, but I don't think they're in the city. I know Taylor's not for sure. Um, but yeah, you don't have people. That's why it's kind of an unknown thing as well. Like, I'm a world champ. Really? Yeah. I remember my sister's friend. My sister told her friend that he's the strongest in New York. And I'm like, yeah. And then she was like, no, happened. And I was like, okay, look me up. Type shit.
So what? How do they not know? How do people not know?
Well, in New York,
It's just too
it's
big.
uh New York isn't really into like strength sports like that. I'll be recognized when I go to like Times Square, somewhere that's really, really crowded. But most people don't know anything about, you know, fitness like that or strength.
Crazy because it's still a sport. It feels big at times. Like when we were in France, people were like in Paris, so it's still a big city. Like there's a lot of people around, but like I heard a story, a ambulance was passing by Penna, and Penna was walking with a couple of people, and the
Mm,
ambulance driver pulled. There wasn't a patient in the back, but
that's
the ambulance
crazy.
driver pulled over and was like, "Holy shit, are you Penna?" And
That's
he's like,
crazy.
"Yeah." And he's like, "Holy shit, Penna!" And like Penna's big in France, but that's wild.
I
That's
am
what.
recognized by cops. I don't know why. Like, there's been multiple times I've been stopped, and I'm thinking there's no way I'm doing something wrong, or there's no way I'm going to become another one of those statistics. Just being involved with the cops, like, why are you stopping me? I'm not doing anything. And then they stop me and be like, "You're Bob Matthews." I'm like, very caught off guard. And then they're just like, "Yo, I watch your shit." It's happened so many times, literally.
Really?
Yeah, it happened. It's so awkward because I always go to thinking, "Why am I being stopped right now?" And then they, say whatever, which is crazy. But cops are into, lifting.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
a
so it's
lot of
crazy.
cops lift. Cops
Yeah,
like gotta be, you gotta be, or it'll help if you're a little big, anyways.
yeah. And when you see them in the gym, obviously you don't see what anybody's doing in their personal life, but it's
Mm.
just like two different people for real. So I can see it.
You think you could get off like speeding or whatnot around New York because you Bob Matthews? That'd be pretty dope.
Nah,
If you get
nah.
let off,
But
if you're with
there's,
a girl,
there
if you're with a
was that.
girl, you get pulled over and the cop is like, nah, you go ahead. You're Bob Matthews. You know how big your head would be? You'd be like, yeah, it's fucking right.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But
But I mean, I'm sure there's corruption everywhere. So I'm sure people be pulling that card a lot.
the get off because you're Bob Matthews.
Not me, but like, other people, they be using their card, their status sometimes. And then if the cop's a big fan or something, yeah, there's corruption for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure, especially if it's something small like a speeding ticket you're getting off. It's if it's bigger than that, God knows you got to be careful. You end up in a friggin' P Diddy situation. Holy shit, what's going on there?
Who would have thought P. Diddy would have been mentioned?
Fuck,
Oh yeah, he's
dude.
fucked. He's
I am
fucked.
old. I'm old enough. I remember the '90s when like Puffy was like he was Puffy and he was with Biggie, and they were like in their 20s, young, and you would never have thought by the time he's like
Yeah.
55 or 54, this is happening. This is crazy. Biggie's rolling in his grave right now. What the hell is going on, man?
Uh,
And they're saying now, Bob, that he was like an Epstein dude who had like video footage of people he'd invite you over and was trying to get dirt on you type. They're thinking, I don't know, there's a lot of conspiracies around him right now. But his whole entire place was surveilled in footage, and the people have
yeah.
seized the footage, and a lot of crazy shit's going down.
Diddy, man. He's I mean, I feel bad for Justin Bieber.
Like,
Just
we I don't know what's going to end up happening with him, but I would not be surprised if he ends up being suicided in his cell.
Ooh. Oh, did he? Damn. Yeah, it's fucked. But I'm not surprised, man. And I'm not surprised whoever gets taken down. Beyonce, Jay-Z. I'm not surprised if anybody gets taken. Rihanna, that would surprise me. But yeah,
I hope
corruption.
it's nobody I like. I hope it's not fuck me. I love Jay-Z, but you hear rumors, man. 50 Cent's going wild on Diddy and Jay and all them. He's
Yeah.
he put out a documentary, and I don't know if it ended up being called it, but he wanted it to be called "Did He Do It?" with a play on words. I'm like, God damn,
Did he
that's
do this funny?
closed eyes. That's
Yo, this
closed
guy might be worse than R. Kelly.
eyes. Well, he definitely is. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it, man.
Yeah.
Um, so what were you? We were going to ask about as well. You've you officially announced you're not going to be at Sheffield. You are going to be at Sheffield.
Sheffields? No, no Sheffields. Largely because I'm not an SPD athlete, and it's like pretty much you want me to be there. Hey, treat me like one of your SPD athletes. It's like it feels like it's a dictatorship. Like I'm actually in a way uncomfortable. You know, um, for example, like the rules, like the symbol sizes of the logos you're wearing, shirt and singlet and socks. Like, remember when I was with Village, they have big ass branding. The logo is a large print on the socks. I can't wear that if I was with Village. That's like I can't wear my deadlift socks type shit. So if you want to put me in such a, if you want to have such control, pay for my trip. Pay for my trip, my hotel. Treat me like you're a regular SBD athlete type shit. They got to separate business from the competition itself. And then I was rubbed wrong with that. I put it on my YouTube video. YouTube fans already know I was rubbed the wrong way with the poster, with the low quality ass photo that they picked.
Photo did they pick?
It was a bad one. It was bad. But yeah, I just got you. Just if you are coming dead last, you have no chance of winning, and you're a SB. I mean, you're going to Sheffield's, and you're not an SBD athlete. Why are you doing Sheffield's? Aside from being a part of the biggest stage in powerlifting, why are you doing Sheffield's? You're losing more money than you'll make.
Monetary wise, yeah. It depends on
Yeah, if you're coming dead last.
it depends on is there any other way to cover expenses though? Like
Yes, it's not about the money. It's more so about I wanted to come from SBD. Just me, because I'm just me. Just me. I want to see SBD supporting me type shit. Just
this
because
is diff this is more of a personal thing then, if like
yeah.
SBD and yourself as opposed to
Hmm.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But like if it's a different type of like everyone's got a background story. You don't gotta necessarily get into but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it'd be like that. Um, but I am excited to watch the event. Yeah, I'm excited to watch the event. And there's gonna be more opportunities as far as me showcasing whatever I want to showcase. I don't look at Sheffield's as the pinnacle. For me, it doesn't have to be. Because it's just not for me as far as being the pinnacle. Though if SBD wants me, I'll be gladly, yay, have me. But I just want to see them actually like support a non SBD athlete as much as the other athletes. Make it equal. Make it seem equal. Make it seem like make me feel comfortable. Because I don't feel comfortable. I ain't gonna lie. It's crazy.
Yeah, the thing, see, I would love to see you at Sheffield. So obviously I'm coming from that angle. Um, there is obviously tons of opportunity with like world games. Obviously, the world championships is absolutely huge too. That's a massive event. It's by far the biggest multi-day event for sure. Sheffield being a single day event, probably the biggest single day event. And then there's the world games, but I mean, who
Yeah.
knows?
I know a lot of
Thank you.
people would look at it as a crazy reason, but like a lot of people will look at it as a crazy reason as far as why I'm not doing it, blah blah. Bob, you can just have your other sponsor pay for you, whatever. If that's true, why do I feel it's like seeing that girl that gives you the butterflies in class because I don't know, y'all did something or you cheated on her or she cheated on you, something. But there's butterflies every time you cross by her. Same thing with me. Butterflies. I feel it's like a wave of adversity or some shit with SPD. So it's like it's a little more than just what y'all see.
It's got to be because in terms of you're speaking with how you feel, which is entirely different.
Exactly.
Entirely different. Yeah, it's different than like on the outside saying like how much are because for a weekend, monetarily speaking, I know they subsidize some costing. I don't know exactly. I haven't crunched the numbers, and things are in pounds as well. So the conversion and all that. But nevertheless, I'm sure you'd be able to round up money, sponsorship money, or whatever to get there. But if
Yeah.
it's how you feel about something, this is different.
Yeah.
This is a unique situation for yourself. Every
It wasn't
individual
about
has.
the weight class at all. I'll promise you that. 120, I will still do that. Not that it's advantageous, but if I had to do it in 120, so be it. 105, 120 wouldn't matter to me.
You will what, sir? You would prefer you would go as a 120?
No. I'd be smart. You'd have to be smart. I would have went as a 105.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm only
What
saying that one. Hmm?
what would entice you to get to Sheffield? Like, is it totally done and you've already or could there still be something else to be done?
I think it's totally done. Not on their part. I don't know. I don't know if their decisions are made yet, as of yet, because they did send out like a finalizing, confirm whether you're going to accept this invite or not, blah blah blah. So, I didn't confirm it. So I'm one of the guys that I don't know. They're probably just gonna get like send one more wild card or something.
Who would you put in your place if you got to if it was your choice, who would you like to see in there?
I think. Oh, that's an easy one. Addy, the 83.
83.
Of course.
Yeah.
The reason why, I mean, Gavin as well deserves it as well. But I think somebody told me something about his world's appearance. I forgot. But it's just 900 kilos over what, 895? It's not, Addy did it better. He broke it by more. So
Yeah,
I don't think
Addy's
there's
got
anyone
the
that deserves it more than him.
if the whole thing is based off world records and it is, and Addy owns the world record in the 83s,
Yeah.
if you get him in there, I don't know exactly what has to happen, but if you have Jurens, Russ, and Addy, that's a
Yeah.
three-way battle, man.
Yeah.
You were talking earlier about battles where you don't know who's going to win and how tight it's going to be so tight. My goodness, is that a
Yeah.
good battle?
That's gonna be crazy. Sheffield's it's got a good amount of battles. Well, just entirely overall, it's gonna be crazy.
It's going
I
to be
think
nuts.
I was gonna ask you who you think is gonna win, but that's for your show.
Well, what about this? What did you think about then we'll talk about your world's experience, etc. But what did you think about when you heard Shell was actually moving down to 66? And if you crunch the numbers, now he needs to make weight. It's ambitious, it's for a large bag. And if he can
Yeah.
keep his strength, he could be the greatest 66 that ever lived. He might be pound for pound king if he could pull this off and actually have a better on formula than Perk. I mean, he could win best lifter.
Is that true? How would he have better formula than Perk?
I'm going to pull this up because
I'm
that's
gonna be
interesting.
honest. I
Yeah.
think the world record total for the 66 is just that low. I don't know if it'll make him more outstanding than a Perk. I'm not sure. I'd have to see the
I'm
numbers.
going to check. You're right in that I agree with you that um, different weight classes, it depends who
Yeah.
was there before you. And, is the pound for pound king debate is a difficult one, right? But I'm
Yeah.
going to pull up. Let's pull up a dots calculator.
Mm.
We know he would beat Perk on GL points, which is in the IPF. But let's see dots.
It
And
better
let's
be.
do
It better be juicy. Let's
what's
say
that
like
say?
let's say like 800 at 66.
He's gonna you think he's gonna do 800 at 66? He
Of
might.
course, he wouldn't settle for less. I'd be shocked. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm not gonna talk crazy, but I'll be shocked if he settled for less.
Okay. If he hits 800, he's got a 626.8 dots.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Damn. That's impressive now. That's impressive. Um,
Let's see. Let's
that's
see if
crazy.
Perk does 870. Oh, he's got a 629.
Bro. Those dots are insane. Um,
That's if Perk hits 870, though. Let's do 860.
damn.
622. Okay, so Shell's got him. I don't know, man. You know what? Shell and Perk are gonna be
They would damn. They would probably be considered pound for pound kings. Um, Either one of them if they go over 620 dots. But there's gotta be more, bruh. There's
well,
gotta
this
be
is what
more to it.
I was gonna ask you that. What do you think? Because the big men don't get the same love when it comes to pound for pound. What's the
Right.
best way to do this, do you think?
It has to be 50-50 on dots cannot be it cannot be the tell-all. I promise, because for Rondell, and I use him as a perfect example, for him two dots, 620 or something, it takes a lot more effort. It's not the same effort. He'd have to walk out like a fucking 900-pound squat,
Mm,
execute 900 plus deadlift. Like, it's a lot more.
mhm.
It's just the truth. And for me, like, same thing with me. Like, if I was to go for a 620 dots, it's much, can't explain it, but it's just insane. For example, I saw Pete Spence put out a chart of the outlier totals. What would equal Rondel's best total in dots, or just outlierness, and Austin's outlierness? At 105, it was easy. It was 988. I memorized that number. 988. You telling me
You, you,
988 is equivalent to what Rondell did at 105? No. What Rondell did was more impressive than a 105 doing 988 at 105.
well,
At
you look.
90, was that?
I was gonna say no. I was gonna say, look at Jesus. Will never get too
And
much
then,
love on this kind of,
so it
and
gets
he's a monster.
exponential. It's I don't think it's linear as far as, yeah, the numbers can show it's linear, but I think it's more of a parabola as the weights get heavier. Literally, because I know a couple 93s in the world that could do, I think, 940 or 930 was the outlierish total. Bro, if Ash cuts to 93, don't know why he's not doing 93 as at Sheffield's, because he would give Shell a run for his money. Though I heard the injury thing, I know, whatever. But 93, Ash can do the outlier total. He can do the outlier total at 105. 93 could be easier though for him.
Mm,
You got Jawan that could probably do it as well. You got Gavin, you got Gustav talking crazy in a great way. I love it about what he can do close to an outlier total. That's like 4 to 5 93s. 83s? I think it's 900 kilos. So many 83s could do 900 kilos as far as their potential. You got Joe, Russ, Addy, and then Jurens. They can do that. 74, yeah, they're still working. Austin,
Perk,
it's
yes,
850. Austin already did it. It's 850. If you can do
yeah.
850 and 74, you're there. But it's just that Austin's so far ahead of the pack, and I don't think the other 74s are caught up yet. It's just a lacking class in a way. 66 as well. Every other class down, yeah. I say that to say, me as 105, I would smoke 988. I would absolutely smoke that, because every time I've been 105 or 106, I either missed my last pull because of overreaching because I wanted to, or I was conservative, like at Worlds. And you're telling me all I had to do was go 988 and I have a performance equivalent to Rondell? No, it
Like,
gets harder as it gets
I think
up.
you are an outlier, though. The thing is, I don't know, it's tough because I really think you are an outlier. Maybe it's because it's you, you can't see it. But when I think of you, I personally think this is what I think. I do think you are up there with Rondell, and I do think you're up there with Perk, and I
Mm.
do maybe because it's you, you don't see it, and you're like,
Okay,
no way, I have to do more. But
I
I think that does sound. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
I mean, I know I'm an outlier, but I don't think the total 988 at 105, I don't think it's equivalent to what he's done because I can fathom that total. I promise you I can fathom 1045 at 120. But 988 at 105, it's just not, I don't know. It's just not it. I think like before that chart was even put out, I did the numbers for me. I'm thinking 1000 at 105 is equivalent to the 1045 at 120. And I think I'm an outlier because I think I can do that. But 988, that tells
Here's the
me,
thing. Well, Ashton hasn't hit that, and he's amazing. And you're on your way to hitting that, and you're phenomenal. I don't know, man. It's tough. I know what you're saying,
yeah,
but you and Ashton are freaking phenomenal, and you're both 105s, like sort of. You're essentially were, and you're on your way, but haven't hit it yet. And if you hit
yeah.
it, like I think you're an outlier. I don't know. It's a difficult.
I think I'm
It's
an outlier
difficult.
too. But like with the smaller weight classes, you want pound for pound king? Shit. You at least got to do something what a heavier guy could do, such as beat the weight class up. Austin is he's a legend to go, the best powerlifter right now, debatably, right? He got to beat the 83s at Sheffield. Pound for pound king, you should be able to beat the next weight class up. It
Mm.
gets harder as you go up in weight.
Yeah,
Not to mention the kilos get bigger in body weight, but it absolutely
yeah.
gets harder.
It's a very tough debate, man.
It
Like
is.
there is no right and wrong. Like we'll never get to the bottom of it too. You can never win this. Like that's why with weight class battles, at the very least, you go head to head, somebody wins. Whereas whenever you have these battles based off of formula, like some competitions are only based on formula. And almost every single time, if I took that competition in that tournament, if I just changed the formula, you could literally change the winner of the tournament. So in on different eras, different formulas were popular or hot. Or right now, I GL points is in IPF, which is the biggest Fed, but dots is very big in other Feds. However, so you could literally have the exact same total, the exact same lifters, and change who wins based off a formula. So
Yeah.
whenever you're using a formula, it's very difficult to try to gleam who wins and gleam who's pound for pound best. It's a debate that's it's tough. The best way is just like who's the most dominant in their weight class, who's doing
I'm
things
not gonna
nobody else has
lie.
ever done.
I don't even think that's the I don't even think that's the right one. Who's the most dominant? Because at least as of right now, Rondell, let's say if he's been dominating the 120s for this long and winning world championship after chip after chip. You're dominating people that aren't that good, you know, as a 120. Like, as opposed to me, if I was to do 105, let's say if you had me, Keenan, Anatoly, and Ash, and let's say if one of us, I'm not going to use me, let's say if Keenan beat us every single freaking year, he's beating good 105,
Yeah.
as opposed to if Rondell was doing it, he would be beating mid 120s. And I mean that respectfully. You know what I mean when I say that. Not you, but everybody else watching. Dominance in the weight class, there's got to be
There's
there's
quality of opposition.
it's a spectrum, massive spectrum, and it's the truth.
Yeah, these debates happen in like MMA and boxing too, where people say you reigned
Yep.
for very long, but the quality of opposition during your reign wasn't hot. And then 10 years later, the welterweight division was red hot and they had, the four kings from the 80s. And now they have again. But, anyways, not to diverge, but I know what you mean. There's eras
Yeah.
in powerlifting for certain weight classes. Right now, the 105s are pretty stacked, 83s are pretty stacked. The winner of those
Yeah.
battles, holy shit, you won major battles. Um,
Yeah.
and this is why probably you're chasing Rondel. Is it? Would you
Absolutely.
say?
Chasing him for multiple reasons. Because when I was 93 and I decided to go up a weight class, Ashton was beat. But what happened? I knew I was going to slowly catch up. Rondel's the same situation, same story. I see all the totals, everything he's done. Matter of fact, I try to match up with my current self with Rondel from 2023, 2020, late 2022. And I'm on par with everything he's done. So I'm just trying to get stronger, and that I will continue to do. We might see that tomorrow.
Do you think so? Are you going to keep adding body weight?
Ultimately, yes. Ultimately, yes. I'm unclear about my goals as far as the near future. However, I'm going to keep adding body weight. I'm going to keep eating. There is never a cut for me. I'm going to keep going up till I can't, literally.
Tell you what, it is fun as hell having like I'm sure you'll get bigger and bigger though, but it's fun as hell having you like 105 and change in doing those like don't get clapped by 105 type lines and you coming in and it's like David versus Goliath. And to your point about if you're going to be a pound for pound king, for you to walk in there clearly smaller than these other men who are massive,
Yeah.
it is fun to watch. And you're the only one doing it right now. Everyone
Yeah.
else is doing the opposite, which makes it makes it interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah. Come on. Anybody want to call yourself pound for pound king? I dare them weigh in grams over their weight class and compete with the next. Austin,
Yeah.
you have a 617 dots. The 83s, they haven't even touched 600 dots. Out total them. You should, because I did that at 120. You should. Just saying. And I know he can do it. That's why I say that. I know he can absolutely do it. But it gives a case for pound king. It really does. Not to mention the smaller weight classes, 74 to 83, is a smaller difference than 105 to 120. Arguments everywhere, right?
105 to 120 is insane. 15 kilos? It's
The
massive.
biggest gap. Yeah.
Like that's not a
And
small jump.
yeah. Like, imagine a 120 to clap a 120 plus. Now that would be the most impressive thing we've ever seen. That would be insane.
So,
Though that will never happen, but that would be insane. Maybe it'll happen one day, centuries from now, you know?
I mean, let's talk about your experience at the World Championships. Heavily hyped. Everyone
Yeah.
wanted to see what you could do. For a lot of people, like you've seen the World Championship crowd, you've seen them go nuts. A lot of these
Yeah.
international people, like obviously I'm at the Worlds every year. We all were like anticipating you coming over, you Ash, some of the Petrie and some of these people coming over from the US that had crossed over
Mhm.
from USAPL. And it was like, oh, they're here, they're here.
Yeah.
What was it like for you with the international people there and the hype leading up to it? And then we'll get into the day. But just when you touch down and we're there.
So, first of all, seeing these people in person isn't actually insane. They're bigger than you expect. Um, it's like seeing your favorite anime character on a 3D model. Literally, it's insane. And their vibes are amazing. The other countries have better vibes than Americans. I ain't gonna lie, they're better vibes than Americans. They're amazing. I walked into the hotel, I saw all the Britons on this one table. It was right after Jern's one, so the energy was lit.
Oh shit. Yeah,
And
they were from
yeah, they were just amazing. Amazing. Very, very, very nice people. Um,
in what do you feel about like when you because you're on Team USA? What did it feel like Team USA versus the world or no?
no. No. I didn't feel, I mean, no, then everybody came up to greet me very respectfully. Carlos was very nice. Jaren's very nice. And so many others I'm not mentioning right now. I'm sorry. But if it was Team USA versus blah, 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 they wouldn't have been so kind. They were even rooting for me. Come on. I've had a few wins that rooted for me against Dodie.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So not gonna put anyone out there, but yeah.
I was gonna say,
Matter of
don't.
fact, it was more than one.
Well, people were probably, I'm sure people were excited to see you there and excited to see you
Yeah,
compete.
yeah. Because yeah, they've never met me, but it was a very amazing experience. It was very dope. I loved it. It was definite. I underestimated it. I
How
loved
did it
it.
feel for you to like meet everybody that you'd only seen in social media and you're like, holy shit, I'm here. I'm amongst these people now.
It's nice hearing the different accents, different personalities. Yeah, it's crazy. We all come from each corner of the world, and now we're meeting up. Boom. That's
How
insane.
was it when you met Tony actually? Because you guys previously, I
Ah,
mean, it was fun and games, but was it awkward? Was it like,
no,
or
it
what
was
was
all
it
right.
like?
So for one, it will never be awkward. I don't think it should never be awkward. That's weird if it's awkward. Like even Russ and his, well, I ain't gonna lie, Russ and Petrie, probably that would probably be awkward. Whatever.
Oh, that's
But
different. That was different.
any
That
any
was a
any
bad
type of
example.
adversity, yeah, that was a bad example. Any adversity you have, it really shouldn't be that awkward. You're just lifting weights, to be honest. And Tony, he came up to me. He's a very jolly guy, very happy guy. It was good vibes. I think we even took a story together or something like that. I'm not sure. He took it with his phone. Um, but he's massive, bro.
He's
Well, I
massive.
promise you, when I saw Tony, I met Indy too. Indy's massive as well. I don't know how he pulls that much, but when I saw Tony, I was like, this nigga is massive.
He's huge, man.
Yes,
He's
I was like, how the am I supposed to gain that much muscle mass to be like this guy type shit? That shit is crazy. 120s are massive individuals. I'll say that right now. They're massive.
like
And then he
walking
was
around
just,
that warm-up room.
hmm?
Walking around that warm-up room is humbling.
Yeah. You better have a strong aura. You better have a strong confidence. But I've been what, 3 meets now as a 120? Seeing those bigger guys, it's molding my confidence because you're like it's like you're in junior varsity playing against varsity, or it's like
Mm.
you're a seventh grader playing with the ninth graders. It's amazing because if I'm ever in a setting where I'm and people my actual size, whoo, I've been there, done that with people bigger than you, buddy. So
Mm.
I love the setting. I love it. And yeah, Amanda was my co-partner for the day. She was nice as hell too. But yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah, that's right. It was you and Amanda on that day did a clean sweep for Team USA on
Yeah,
your competition days.
yeah. It was dope. It was very dope.
And when you finally, so when is it? I think it'll be probably next Worlds is when you'll finally face off with Rondel. What are your expectations? Previously, you wanted a little bit of time, and you got some time, and you're definitely getting stronger.
Mm. So I will say this firstly, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing right now. As far as three options being, should I even skip out on Nats and Worlds? Should I go to Worlds as I'd have to face off against Big Dev, and if things go right, 120 Worlds again, boom. Or sneakeroo at 105. You never know, right? I'm lost as far as what to do. I'll say the highest outcome is me doing 120 nationals. But if my weight is close to 105, people think that's gonna interfere with my. I don't know why people think that. I've heard this from multiple people. It wouldn't interfere with my bulk because people do three kilo cuts all the time,
All the time.
all the freaking time. That's an easy cut to 105. Win a championship in two different weight classes. Continue my bulk to 120.
Yeah.
Hello, wake up and smell the flowers. Come on now. Um, so I'm just thinking about what to do. I'm thinking about, do I want to be known as a winner? Do I want to be known as the confident guy that took the David and Goliath battle but still lost, but made an impressive performance, whatever? Or do I skip out worlds and nationals, just do world games and keep growing, keep growing, keep growing? Right? There's so many things I got to think about. Um,
Mm.
as far as let's say if I absolutely am doing 120 at Worlds, my expectations be within a certain amount of kilos of Rondel. He's winning Worlds. 100%. There's no way he loses. It'd be weird to lose. You destroy your own career if you lost, actually. It's the truth. So he wins, but let's say if I were to come in within 30 kilos of him, 40, 30 to 40, that's a mental W. Keep it moving. And I don't even want to weigh past 110 would be a nice body weight for Worlds if I was to do it.
What about this?
Beautiful
Because
body weight.
now
Was
you got
that?
my mind thinking. Now you got my mind thinking. And if I'm thinking about like legendary status for you, I don't know how many people have won two world titles in two different weight classes. I shit you not. I can only think of
Exactly.
Christoph versus Becky. And I don't know if there's somebody else. I'll have to fact check this. But in terms of the
Yeah.
amount of people ever to have done that, you're talking amongst the elite, the few of the few. If the pound for pound debate is something that you're right, it's contentious. You're, using formulas is like, it doesn't really work. It doesn't favor certain weight classes, whatever. But how do you do pound for pound if you're one of maybe two people? Maybe Shell will pull it off. I don't know. But if you're like, look at how many people in history have won in two different weight classes, 120, 105. So if you do that,
Yeah, it's
you can pull
insane.
that
First
off.
of all, that's insane.
What's the killers in 105 is it's Anatoly, it's Ash, it's, there's killers in 105. If you pull
Yeah.
that off, and then you still can go to World Games as a 120.
I promise you, I've thought about all of this, all the options. What makes the most sense? I believe it. Trust me. Like, why would you go to Worlds as a 120, knowing you're not even close to the class? You're still trying to fill out and get spanked for a fucking silver medal. That is not experience. That people think that's not experience. It's called retarded. No, I don't even want to use that word. But
All right.
yeah, it's just a lot. You got to weigh out the options, see what you want to do. Because I'm really thinking about skipping out on Worlds and just doing World Games, really, just to keep growing. But yeah,
Oh,
it makes sense. 105 makes 1000% sense as well.
yeah. Two world titles in two different weight classes. Literally, I think it's just you
Yes.
and Christoph. I think like so few. And then that's pre-COVID, post-COVID era, which is a whole nother era. Powerlifting is
Yeah.
so much bigger now. You will be the first in post-COVID era to pull off two weight classes, two world titles.
That'd
To
be
say
insane.
pound for pound, when they talk pound for pound, you'd be like, excuse me, post-COVID era, I'm the only one to pull this
Yeah.
off on the men's side.
And no one even knows I'm thinking about that. No one knows I'm thinking about that. And it's not saying, oh, I'm probably like 20% on that option, 30% on that option, 30% on
35.
skipping out Worlds, and then 40% on the 120 nationals and Worlds. But then again, it just doesn't make sense. But it's just weighing out the options. And again, nothing is confirmed. It's just
Yeah.
thoughts being thrown out there type shit. But yeah, yo, I know.
Look at what, and that's just as here. If you do 105, collect two world titles in two weight classes, then go to World Games as a 120 and continue as a 120, because it's not like you're saying 120 is off the table forever. You're a young ass man.
Yeah.
When you may never be able to go back to 105 again when you put on too much muscle mass. You might just go for a world title. It's not like I'm not like I'm showing respect to all the other 105s that are killers. Anything can happen. But this is an opportunity to
Yeah,
be
of
like,
course.
you could make history, go down, chase another world title amongst killers, and then you could still go up and face Rondel when you're stronger. And you, as a two weight class world champ versus Rondel, when he's the reigning world champ, would be like, it would be, that's a super match.
Not to mention, if I did Worlds, I wouldn't even make Sheffield's.
As
Yeah,
as a
next
120.
year as 120. Yeah. I
Honestly, I
think
think
so.
105 this year to me makes sense. But but if you
It
were
makes
also like,
sense.
look, I just want to hurry up and gain weight, I respect that too. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, he got some options. That's why I said, yeah, nothing's clear at all. Um, but one thing for sure is, and I love this part about me, the numbers keep adding to the total.
Yeah. It's I
Yeah, of
also want to ask you, it's been an hour and a half. Look at thank you for your time. Before though we start
course.
wrapping this up, I want to ask you about Nonso. If you're paying attention to the 120 19-year-old from Britain, your thoughts on Nonso. He's I remember him in 2022, and he was 17, relatively skinny. And
Yeah,
2 years later, he's only 17 years old though. 2 years later, he's pulling for the open world record, the biggest deadlift in IPF history, period, a
yeah,
weight class. And he's a teenager. He was talking about the open world record. In a lot of ways, he reminds me of you with his ambition and his reaching. And
yeah,
he's not like you, he's not afraid to reach like he's a junior reaching into the open. He's not
yeah.
afraid to say it. And,
I
and
will.
most people are shy.
He's got to don't go for too much too fast, and like you have a long career ahead of you. Don't stay injury free, and you
Mm.
will be insane. I promise you. I think he said, I saw a recent post, 2 years and he's pulling 1,000, which is also still possible, but don't reach too hard in training. I'm saying that and I reach hard as hell in training, but don't reach the hardest. Like leave some for another day type shit. But I think he has the greatest deadlift genetics of all time. We have never seen, let me turn on the light.
Yeah.
We have never seen deadlift genetics like him. He is Rondel's the best deadlifter in my opinion, and Nonso just came and shat on that. He literally shitted on that as far as his capabilities, his potential. It's insane. I can see 950 in a while, like a year and a half type shit. You see it too. Everybody sees it. He has the best deadlift genetics of all time. Lord knows what would happen if he even gained weight. It would be crazy. He's gonna be a problem at 120. He's got to get that bench up. He's gonna get that squat up. We know that. And yeah, I can only speak good on him. That's a guy is crazy. He's 19 and he's rivaling me on strength. He's not there yet, buddy. You're not there yet.
Boy,
I
but
heard him say, Bob, you can't be 105 the next time you see me, or the first time you see me. Yes, I can, buddy. You don't know how strong I am.
it's like,
Okay. If you think 1,000 is enough, and I know I have to actually do 1,000, whatever. We come coming with something big. So yeah, I like that statement that he said because I'll never forget that. He knows his words. He knows what he can say, and he's kind of right. I can't be 105 when I see him, but he's a very confident guy and he's super gifted. Super gifted.
I do think he worded that well
Yeah,
by
he did.
saying he's not like because he gave himself a situation where it's like, hey, look, I'm not saying am going to beat you, but I'm saying if you're going to beat me, you can't be a 105. He worded it
Yeah,
very
it
well.
was smart.
He's smart. He's a smart kid, man. For a guy who's 19, he's playing his position very well,
Very
and
smart, yo.
he's calling shots. You know, he's not afraid to call his shot ahead of time.
Yeah.
Um, he's he's not even fully filled out 120. Do you think he could be like the next Rondel or the next Bobb Matthews, or what are we looking at here?
I think so. I come on. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like he's insane. Anything is possible when you have the best deadlift genetics of all time.
Yeah.
Remember that he could run with that. Yeah. Anything is possible when you have and I'm not even glazing. I know people when you glazing about nah. No, he has the big bones, the big knees, um, the ability to put on even more weight. Come
Yeah.
on now. He has the best and long ass arms. He has the best deadlift genetics of all time. Simple as that. He can become one of the outlier lifters type shit, regardless of age. Like, not even looking at age.
Even as a junior, you think?
Mm, if his deadlift takes him to that crazy total, yeah. Because Rondel is still in the weight class. Rondel is not even 30. Rondel is young.
I know.
So, right? You got to beat Rondel before you can even call yourself an outlier. You got
Yeah.
to beat 2023 Rondel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
excited to see what Rondell does. What do
yeah.
you think the thing is with these juniors in terms of being able to stick around? Because
Mm,
some of them are now popping up on social, and some of it might be social media. Ironically, they're saying on social media they're burned out, they're checked out, they're taking time off, and they're not, and they're teenagers. A lot of them are teenagers talking about I need to take time off, and you're looking at it like at 18,
yeah,
19, you're just started. You already need a break. You already need a hiatus.
that's crazy. I
What
don't
is
think that's it's. I don't think that is common. But as far as the uprise in these junior lifters, I blame people like me and Rondell and Russ, people that are motivating the next generation. They want to be better than us. It is simple as that.
mm,
You in the moment as we're trying to get better and become the goats in our own right, we don't see that us putting that out there is motivating them. We don't see that in the moment. So right now, Nonso is creating a 15-year-old demon right now. He's creating a
mm.
15-year-old demon that's gonna try to rival what Nonso's saying. It's always that cycle. And sometimes you're not ready to pass on the torch. Sometimes you're not ready to say, hey, damn, this guy's almost close to me, but it happens. I did it. Somebody's gonna do it to me. Somebody's gonna do it to Rondell. Somebody's gonna do it to Nonso. So it's us. That's what I think. It's nothing in the water. It's there's nothing special. Of course, there's new, programming methods out there. People are getting better with the knowledge, the nutrition. Yes, but I don't think Nonzo's doing anything special, anything more special than what I'm doing as far as outside the gym. We're all doing the same thing. It's just his genetics. He was chosen to view people like me, Rondell, get motivated, and his talents took him to where he is, and his hard work, of course. But
Mm.
yeah, it starts with the people in power right now, as far as at the top.
It's wild for me to see turnover. Like I will see you guys on the rise. I I'll see people coming and be like, holy shit, this guy's breaking through. Like, holy
Uh-huh.
shit. And I'll see it coming. And then the weirdest
Yeah,
part for me is when I see a turnover, the guy who was at the top, and now he's no longer at the top. And I'm like, holy, like someone else
yeah,
comes. I'm like, what does this mean? His era's over. And sometimes you don't see it coming. And you're like, wow, that ended
yeah. I
quickly.
feel like I feel like you're part of the second generation. That's like you're witnessing the second generation to do it in a way, but kind of on a larger scale.
Right.
Like you witnessed the first generation, like the John Hack, he got overridden by Russ, the Total Wise, and
Yeah.
yeah, you've seen the older era, the Ray Williams, whatever. Jesus is taking over, whatever. But now this era is gonna get taken over real soon.
This is different.
We got the
Is this not
83s,
different?
yeah, and it's gonna happen to the 93s too. There's some big hitters that don't really have a name yet in the 93s that are 90s in the USAPL coming over. They're coming with fire. They're coming.
Mm,
Trust me. My job and other top lifters' jobs are show them that the era it's not time yet,
not
but
yet.
not yet. But I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be really hard. You
Yeah,
got
man.
if you can't see that, then you're delusional, and you might be the one that gets passed up.
As soon as someone starts getting comfortable and stops doing accessories or does do whatever the
Yeah,
shit, you're ready to get taken.
even the 105s, even the 105s. They have this guy from I think a Danish guy. I'm not sure, but he was a
Yes,
105
yes.
junior. Yeah, he's a
Reagan,
monster.
yeah, he's a monster. He's a kid. And
Monster.
Reagan, he's a monster. He trains with Joey Flex, and he just did a massive deadlift right after he won Junior Worlds next
2 weeks
week
in a
because he's a
row.
kid. Yeah.
Bro, he'll be he reminds me of Ash in a way. And he benches 500, he pulls eight something. Like
Yeah.
he's
Pulls
gonna
an
be
eight,
crazy.
and he's just getting started. Yeah, he's another one, man. They're coming all over the place now. From like
Yeah,
Norway and freaking Netherlands and all over the place, man. It's
yeah,
a as the sport blows up, But yeah, man, it just makes you have to appreciate what you got when you got it. It's crazy because everybody at the top is at the top right now, but there's some freaking Nonso in every weight
Yeah,
class just waiting to break through.
yeah, always happens. And hey, this goes for open lifters, masters, and even juniors. Don't get comfortable. Don't
Yeah.
get comfortable. I always say it.
Make the best with what you got, man. Listen, I'll let you go. First off, thank you for your time, dude. You always come on whenever I reach out. Much appreciated, dog. I respect you. I appreciate your time, and I'm eager to see what you do next, man, because you always got us on our shoes, right? At the tip
Oh
of our
yeah,
toes.
always gonna be crazy. Always.
It's good. Whatever pathway you do, I'm sure there's gonna be fireworks, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's gonna be fireworks. Good luck with training, my dude. We'll talk
Hey,
again. And for everybody listening, please do subscribe. Give us high ratings as per usual. And until next time, six pack
hey.
Lapadat, six up, and we are.